If you're getting a 400 error in the ElevenLabs API, don't worry, because in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 3 most common causes and exactly how to fix them step by step. This is especially useful if your requests are failing with errors like voice not found, model can not do, text to, speech, or if your text is simply too long for the request. By the end of this tutorial, you'll know how to check your voice ID, match the correct model to the correct endpoint, and avoid character limit issues so your text-to-speech requests work smoothly again. If this video helps you, please hit the like button and subscribe for more quick software tutorials just like this. Alright, let's get into it. First, let's talk about the voice not found error. This usually means the voice ID you're sending in your API request is invalid, unavailable, or not yet properly saved to your account. One mistake people make is trying to use a public or community voice ID directly in the API without first adding it to their personal Voicelab or account. To fix this, log into your ElevenLabs dashboard and make sure the voice is actually available inside your profile. If it's a voice you found publicly, click Add to Voicelab so it gets saved to your account. Once it's added, go into your personal Voicelab pool and copy the valid voice ID from there. That is the ID you should use in your API request, not an old link, not a copied name, and not a random ID from somewhere else. After updating the request with the correct voice ID, run the API call again and check if the error disappears. Now let's move on to the second issue. Model cannot do text to speech. This error almost always means the model ID you selected does not match the text-to-speech endpoint you're using. In other words, the API is telling you that the model cannot perform TTS in the way you're requesting it. For fast English generation, one of the best choices is 11 Turbo V2.5, but the key is to make sure you're pairing the correct model with the correct endpoint. If you're not sure which models are currently active, send a request to the V1 models endpoint. That will return the full model list so you can confirm which ones are available and which ones support text-to-speech. Once you have the right model, update your request body, replace the invalid model ID, and try again. This step is important because even a small mismatch between the model and the endpoint can cause the API to reject the request with a 400 error. The third common cause is max character limit exceeded. This happens when the text you're sending is simply too long for one request. ElevenLabs has limits on how much text can be processed at once, so if you try to send a huge paragraph, script, or article in a single call, the API may fail. The fix is to check the total character count before sending the request. If the text is long, break it into smaller chunks. You can split a big paragraph into smaller pieces or separate your content into individual array items if your workflow supports that. Another option is to send multiple sequential API requests instead of one giant request. This is usually the cleanest way to handle long scripts, especially if you're working with larger content like podcasts, narrated lessons, or YouTube voiceovers. Keeping each request within the allowed limit will make your automation much more reliable. So, to quickly recap, if you get voice not found, verify the voice is saved in your account and use the valid voice ID from Voicelab. If you get model cannot do text to speech, fetch the active models from V1 models and use a compatible model like 11 Turbo V2.5. And if you hit the character limit, split your text into smaller chunks or separate requests. Those 3 fixes solve most ElevenLabs API 400 errors fast. If this walkthrough saved you time, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more step-by-step tech fixes and automation tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.